It's Murphy Gray Hunter, and we are back for Vlogoween 24. Are you guys excited? Woohoo! I'm excited. All right, so it is Thursday afternoon. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon. So today has been a good and bad day. Like, not a bad day, but a clumsy day for me, which I'm super clumsy. Like, I trip over my own feet. And so this morning I went to the grocery store. And I was just like not looking forward to it because I do not like going to the grocery store. I live in a community where there's a lot of elderly people and they're not nice. Do not listen to people. Oh, I love old people. That's because you don't live with them. That's because you don't share a grocery store with them. When they come around, those motorized those scooters that they're riding. I saw this man in the aisle and he was trying to turn around in the aisle and the store was packed. This was before, I can't remember. We were about to have, something was happening and the store was busy. And he was in that motorized scooter, right? And so he was in the aisle and there's people with baskets and he's trying to turn around in the aisle. So you see him, like, this is him in the scooter. He goes, boom, he hits this wall. Boom, hits this wall. Boom, hits this wall. Like, he kept going, boom, 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 boom. And people are just like this, watching him, because as he's hitting the things are falling off the aisles, right? So then finally he turns and he goes, boom, he hits another part. And then, like, back and forth. And I mean, I should have taken my camera and been like, recording him. I'm like, please, somebody help him. Finally, he got it, you know, after he knocked down several things. And I was like, Lord. So I thought that's what it was going to be like when I went to the store today. But it wasn't. Because it's dark and gloomy, everybody's like, oh my God, oh my God. We have, like, you know, this horrible, you know, ice age is about to happen. We are in Texas. God bless my Texans. Let me tell you, when it gets like 68 degrees here, people go like ballistic. They pull out their boots, they pull out their scarves and their sweaters. God bless my Texans. They're just like, oh my God, I can pull out my winter. I have not, when I came from Chicago, I threw all of my winter stuff away because I didn't need it. And the only jacket I have is my zip up hoodie. That's it. I don't need nothing else. I have enough insulation, enough to keep me warm, but I'm not cold like that. And so, yeah, I was like, look at these folks with their boots. God bless them. But yeah, so it was really nice, and I see people with all their jackets. But then again, I live in a community with old folks, and it's like 99 degrees outside, and grandma and grandpa are walking around in the store with their jackets on. So, you know, whatever. I guess that's what I have to look forward to, you know? So anyway, I thought it was going to be horrible, but because the weather is dark and gloomy and it was like 68 degrees, them folks were staying inside. I'm like, oh, there's parking? Look at this. There's like no old folks in here. I was so happy. So yeah, I got in and got out. So it was great. Almost had another accident at the crossroads. Again, this is the third time this week. Not this week, in the last 2 weeks. I was going through and all these two people at the stops. See, this way we no stop sign, but this way they have a stop sign, right? In the crossroads. Okay. And so here I'm going. I'm like, oh, good. These people have stopped. They're stopped. They're going to let me go through. Here comes this heifer, about to turn, right? And she sees me. And she just does, just turns in front of me like, I had to honk my horn and swerve over. And then I see her like, you know, like that. So she stops. I'm like, do you not see me coming? Do you not know the rules? How long have we been living here? I told Derek, my nerves are bad. I'm going to find a different route or something. Yeah, that crossroads is horrible. But because we live in farm rural area, they won't put a light up because there's no businesses out here. Like, what we need a light for the cows and the horses? No, they're smart. They actually know what to do. It's the people. Yeah, so, but one year there were 16 people who died in the crossroads. That's terrible. It's quite terrible and very scary. And I'm like, Lord, please. I'm more scared to cross that road than I am to get on the expressway. Anyway, let me show you my cup. And I told Derek, oh, sorry, this bra is about, I tightened my bra up. You guys, ladies, you know, when you adjust your bra straps, they don't know what they're doing. Men, y'all don't have this issue. And I envy that. I hate bras. Okay. What did I tell you? Oh, my cup. All right, so this is the last of the Hocus Pocus line. You guys know I have 3 Hocus Pocus cups. This was the last one. I bought this one 3 years ago. This one says Hocus Pocus, I need coffee to focus. It's like that on both sides. Oh, that's good. It's good. You know, I don't have my coffee till we come on. Jesus, that's delicious. Okay, so I don't know if I'm gonna buy the other one. You know, the other one that when we did the walkthrough through Spirit, and I showed y'all the black flame candle one. I'm not really feeling that one. I just wish it was prettier, because the black flame candle is like the main thing in the whole movie, right? I would think that why wouldn't they make a cup that looked like a black flame candle, right? Wouldn't that be cool? But no, they had to put this. It wasn't cute at all. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna buy it. I am gonna go back and get the Jason mask one, and then the handle is his blade. I am gonna go get that one. I've always wanted that one, and I never get it. I'd like to get the classic villain cups, which is Freddy Krueger, which I have. I'm about to say Johnny Depp. Lord. What is his name? Jason. Jason and Michael Myers. Although I hate Michael Myers, but I think having the original villains, I'm sure I'm missing someone in there, but those are the ones that I can think of right offhand. So yeah. Okay, so then I was in my room in between. We had school today, homeschool, and in between I came in here to clean my witchy room because it was horrible. I mean, just disgusting in here. And so I'm like, I can still smell those stupid camphor tablets, right? So my daughter brought me up a trash bag when she came up to the classroom. So I started dumping all the trash and stuff, because remember the residues on the plates. So I put everything away. I put all my stuff away. I was cleaning in here. I was talking to my Santa Muerta. We were listening to music, and Jade was reading her chapter. She was reading chapter 5. And so usually when she's reading, I leave her alone so she can read, and so I'm not like looking over her back. So she doesn't like when I do that. So I come in here and leave her alone. And anyway, so I came in here and I was cleaning up and I was putting all my stuff away. And I'm like, oh God, I can still smell a little bit of the camphor. What do? I trip over my own foot with my sock, right? Trip over it. And somehow the lid comes off of my cinnamon and it falls on the floor. And I'm like, well, at least the room doesn't smell like camphor anymore. Now it smells like cinnamon. So, okay, that's all right. I was like, that's okay. So, yeah, not a lot of it fell, but, you know, a good amount. So, then I went downstairs to get my stuff. Well, I came and I got everything ready so I can do this spell that I'm going to show y'all. And there's 3 ingredients that I had downstairs, which was the dill, the parsley, and the sesame seeds. So I'm like, I'm not going to bring those up because those I use for food downstairs. I don't have those separately up here, which I'm going to go get some and keep some up here. Mostly because I grow my own dill and then I dry it and stuff. And I mostly use all my dill for food downstairs. Anyway, so I had it on a paper plate, all in little separate little bunches, right? It was so beautiful, right? It was all separate it was like this on a plate, all separate. So I could show you. Right? No. Okay. All my stuff was ready. I had my coffee. I was ready. Boom. And what comes on my iPad? The song from Urban Cowboy. I love Urban Cowboy. The song called, let me tell you what it's called. Orange Blossom Special by the Charlie's Daniel Band. Look. Okay, we can't play along a lot because then, you know, YouTube be like, have fun. You ain't making no money off of this. Okay, that one. Where they're like, you know, where John Travolta goes crazy and he starts doing that dance and he puts his little Italian twist into the cowboy thing. Anyway, I was like up here, hey, I was like dancing along and I was like dancing and boom, I hit my plate. My plate falls over and everything mixes together in one big bunch onto the table. So I scooped it and I put it all on one plate. I mean, it's all going to be mashed together, but still. I was like, dang, I can't have nothing. If I would have just, I mean, I was jamming. You know how we are? Like when we're in the car, we think we are the best singers, don't we? At least I do. I'm like singing, I'm feeling it. Yeah, guys. And I was up here dancing all by myself. I was really feeling that Charlie Daniels. I sure was. You know what's really sad? Is that I don't know my own husband's phone number or my children's phone number, but I do remember every single word to The Devil Went Down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul steal. Okay, let me shut up. Yeah. But you know, hey, you guys laughing, but y'all probably know it too. That was a song back in the day. All right, okay. All right, let's get all my stuff together. I know, right? I know. All right, so let's get started with this. Otherwise, I'll just be talking. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do a lust for me spell. Yes, girl, lust. Not love me, not romance me. I want you to lust for me. Lust for me, lust for me, lust for me. I need you to lust for me. Okay. Sorry, guys. I think I've had a lot of sugar today. I have. We've been in the classroom. We were eating a ton load of Halloween candy. All right. So let me tell you the ingredients that we are going to be needing. Well, the supplies that we're going to be using is a red candle. Now, you can use a 7-day glass, 5 to 7. This is a 7-day glass candle, but honestly, this sometimes bleeds. Sometimes this will burn in 3 days, 5 days, depending on how fast it is. But you can use a glass candle like this. You can use one candle and put both names on here, or you can use 2 candles. One for him, one for her, her and her, him and him. You know what I mean. One for each. Or you can use these little pillar candles, which that's what I'm going to use. You can use a little pillar candles like this, one for each person, or you can use one and put both names on there as well. You can use tea light candles. Now, the only thing, if you're going to use a tea light candle and a votive candle, I would suggest working this spell for 3 to 7 days. Only reason why I'm saying is that when I do, this is just me personally, you can do whatever you want, but when I do a candle and a candle spell and I use tea lights, I will do that for 7 or 9 days. Right on top, like if I'm doing a jar and I put the tea light on top, I will burn that for 7 to 9 days. One candle for every single day. Or if I'm doing votives, then votives are a little bit bigger. So those I might do just 3 days. It really just depends on what I'm doing, how I'm feeling, and what calls out to me. But if you're going to do tea light candles, at least do them at least 3 times, because that's a small candle. You want to keep it going. Now, you can use image candles. Image candles are great to use. And the image candles, you can, you know, again, get one to represent each of the people in the party. So man and woman, woman and woman, man and man, doesn't matter. All right. And yeah, so again, you can use whatever candle you want. Just make sure that you are putting the names on them and you're dressing them, anointing them, all of that, okay? So I'm going to use these. So we're going to use candles, and I'm going to be using my 50 Shade Me oil. Now, if you don't have the 50 Shade Me oil, if you haven't made this oil yet, if you're interested in making this oil, I gave y'all the recipe to this oil in the Vlogoween, I think 22 or something, showing y'all let's make oils. Anyway, I gave you the recipe for this. If you don't have the 50 Shade Me oil, and if you didn't make it, you can use any other lust oil. Not romance, not love, lust, okay? And you're going to need 2 photos, or if you don't have a photo, you can petition. And if you don't have photos and you don't know this person's name, somebody asked me, what if I don't know the person's name? Okay, well, if you don't know the person's name, then you're going to write a petition, and you're going to write, and I'm not talking about in this lust one, I'm talking about in any situation. If you don't know the person's name and you're trying to do a petition, you don't know their date of birth or anything, those are very important, but it's not necessary. What you can do is on a petition paper, you want to write very simple and accurate description of the person. You can put, if you can estimate their height, their weight, great. Black hair, blue eyes, you know, woman or man, has a scar above the right eye, whatever. You want to be very accurate. And it doesn't have to be long. It can be very short and simple. And the reason why I'm saying this is when you're writing your petition, you are thinking about that person. You have them in your mind, and you are writing this, and you're putting your intent into your petition paper. And focus. Turn your phones off. Turn the radio off. Tell everybody to leave you alone. You need to really focus on what you're doing and put all of that into your petition. And that will work. If you don't have a photo, that's fine. Again, you can do the same thing. You have a business card, that's great. What if you don't have the date of birth? That's still okay. If you don't have the date of birth, what you can do is visualize that person, whether you know the person's name or not. Visualize them, see them in your head, concentrate, and make that petition. Once you have that petition, you want to close your eyes and you want to really focus on that person, and you want to put all of that intent into your petition, into your magic, okay? I've tried it before and it works really good, because the magic is not just in having the exact things that you need. It really comes from you. The magic comes from you. It falls behind my ear, so I have to put it in my head like this. The magic literally literally comes from you. It comes within you. So you can do this, guys. You can do this. All right, and then you're gonna need the herbs, and this is optional. You don't have to use this. I like to use a plate. You know how they put plate? If you don't have one of these little white plates, you can use a paper plate. No problem. But if you're going to use a paper plate, you have to watch it. Do not leave your candles unattended, especially if you're doing a candle like this. Because why? This is going to be right on the plate. It's going to burn the plate. So I suggest not using this, but if this is all you have, don't put this directly on the plate. Put it into a help me now, a candle holder. Okay? Don't put it directly on the plate. Please. It can catch fire. All right, so I use the plate to write any sigils on here, symbols. I write names on here, and then after I put the candles on here, I put things around it. So you will see as I'm doing that. All right. So that's everything. I already did the petition. This is going to be for me and Derek because, again, I didn't know who else to do it for. And I really don't want to start a whole spell for Jane Doe and John Smith and waste it. So I'm like, so I was like, well, it was a little too late to try to send a message out to random, you know, on my Brujas page and say, hey, who needs a lust spell? So I just decided to do it for me and Derek. I asked Derek, do you mind? He's like, yeah, that's all right. Okay, thanks. But I'm not going to burn it until he comes home so he can see what I'm talking about. I was like I told him last night, I need for you to go get in that shower and get in this bed. He's like, well, alrighty then. It's because I was cold and my husband is extremely warm. And so I need him to warm up that bed. But I was watching Raising Dion. So I really wanted to continue watching this, but he wanted to watch Lock Up Abroad. Okay. All right. Let's get started. We're going to use some herbs here. I have my notes. Because you guys know I don't want to dirty my books. All right, so I'm thinking about getting a book stand. I was telling my husband, and he's like, I think you need a bigger table. So we're looking into getting me a longer table. And he goes, I think you need like a book stand. He says, because you need to be able to use your books. You know, because he saw me like rewriting it out of my book, and I, just telling him why I do it. He's like, get a bigger table so you can have more space. I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking about doing that. All right, so let's go ahead and get our stuff ready. So the first thing I want to do is get my plate ready. I've already washed my plate with soap and water, and I've already put my I wipe it down with Florida water. This is just residue from candles. I'm not going to scrub that off. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get my plate ready, and then I'll come back on and show you what it looks like. So give me one second. Sorry, I was talking to Derek, and he's like, what you doing? I'm like, I'm doing a love spell. He's like, oh, okay. I said, you are such a team player. You guys, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a spell. I think I'm going to do it tomorrow. The pepper spell. It's a hex. So I have a client that I'm going to be doing that for. So y'all stay tuned. All right. So here is my plate. And this is a voodoo veve that I'm using. And this one represents, it's a love wanga. And this increases a man's potency and a woman's passion. So you can either write this symbol on a candle. You can put it on the actual person themselves, like write it on them with a pen. You can write it on your petition papers. You can do it on the plate, however you like. But that's how I use it. Now, some people argue to think that you should not use these symbols because these are for if you are initiative into voodoo religion, which I completely respect and love. But I'm not doing anything to dishonor the religion. I'm not doing anything disrespectfully. So I do use symbols and sigils and veves on a lot of my work, and I'm always very very respectful in what I'm doing. You know, I'm not abusing anything. So that's my veve. And around here on the plate, I have Lust for Me. And so what I do is I take a dry eraser marker and I just hold it like this in my hand and I just start writing Lust for Me. And I do not pick up my pen as I'm writing. I'm just writing Lust for Me, and I'm turning the plate like this. The best way is I anchor it against my chest like this, and I just do it. And I can, without drop, because I'm clumsy, this way I can not worry about picking up my pen or dropping it. And then once I'm completely wrote everything out, I'll go and I'll cross the T's. All right, so my plate is ready to go. Put that aside. Now for my candles. Now you can go ahead and cleanse your candles, which like I do. I cleanse my candles with Florida water, or you can use, smoke, the sage smoke, Palo Santo, frankincense, however you cleanse your candle. But you want to cleanse your candles to get all of the anybody else's vibrations off of them. But when I'm doing any type of love or lust, I always rub mine with this rose cologne. If you don't have this rose cologne, you don't have to use it. If you have lavender, I get this at the actually I got these from Fiesta grocery store, but you can find these in a lot of the Latin meat market. Oh, it smells amazing. Latin meat markets, anywhere where they like botanicas. I got this like for $1 something. Ooh, it smells so good. So this is just an extra step that I do to rub my candles. And I just do it to put my energy onto these candles to make them, to prepare them for bam chugga bam bam. I know, guys, I'm a little special, right? What is that outside? So noisy. I'm so nosy. I'm about to say noisy. I am noisy too. I'm so loud. My daughter's always like, why are you screaming at me? I'm like, I don't know. I do. My sister's the same way. Why are you always screaming at me? I don't know. This smells so good. Yeah, you can use that cologne, put a little bit in your bath water. You can put some behind your ears like my grandma did with the vanilla. Grandpa never stayed off. I said they have 15 children. And I'm just putting my energy into this. That's all that I'm doing. That's why I'm just doing it like this. They'll smell good. Couldn't hurt, couldn't hurt. All right. Guys, that smells so good. Okay. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to go ahead and write on my candles my husband's name, my name, and the symbols on here. So I won't bore y'all with that, so I'll go ahead and stop and come right back on. Okay, they is done. I wrote all the stuff in there, and so I used my little handy dandy pen, and I heat it up with my little candle. Again, you don't have to do this. A pencil works really great, but that's just a little tip that I do. All right, so I wrote his name, his date of birth, and that Veve symbol on here, as well on mine too. I can't even speak. Okay, so those are ready to go. I went ahead and rubbed them with the rose cologne. If you don't have rose cologne, use whatever sweet smelling perfume you have. And it's just to add a little more sweetness, more spice, right? Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and dress our candles. But first, before we dress the candles, I'm going to go ahead and mix the ingredients, and then we will put the oil onto the candles, and then we'll put the stuff on it. Okay, so let's move down. Okay, so I'm going to be using my wooden, help me now, mortar and pestle. Oh, my back. Bad back, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and put the ingredients in there. We're going to start with some lemongrass. Lemongrass is really good for lust, and it's good for psychic powers. And it's also really good to grow in your garden because it repels snakes. So we love that. Oh, guys, hold on. Hold on, guys. We're all better now. My back. I have a herniated disc, so whenever I turn wrong, my back is like, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's very bad for us. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put in, I don't have any Lust for Me powder, so I'm going to go ahead and make some so I can have on hand. All right, so I put some of that in there. Again, you put however much you want. I'm going to put some parsley, the rest of my parsley that I have in here. Let me do it like this. Oh, my back. Parsley. Okay, so right here I have, in this little plate here, I have parsley, dill, and poppy seeds, sesame seeds. Parsley is really good for lust, they're good for protection, and it's good for purification. Sesame seeds are really good for lust, and they're good for money. And dill is good for protection, money, lust, and love. So we're going to use all of these, and we're going to put them in there. Put all that in here. Oh, my back. Sorry. You know when you get like a cramp? That's what it feels like right on my side. Okay. Okay. All right, so we put the lemongrass, the parsley, the sesame seed, the dill. We're going to put some hibiscus flowers. Hibiscus flowers are really good for love, they're good for lust, and they're good for divination. Okay. It just dried. All right. And now we're going to put some patchouli. Patchouli is also really good for money. It's good for fertility, and it's good for lust. Ain't nobody having no babies here, although I might get my husband prego. But no, we ain't having no babies. Told you. Throw me down the stairs. So bad. People want children, and I'm talking about throw me down the stairs. I have 5. I don't want any more. All right, we're going to put rosemary. Rosemary is good for protection. It's good for love. It's good for lust. It's good for healing. It's good for sleep. It's good for mental powers like mental focus, clarity. And it's also good for exorcism. Okay, guys, hold on one second. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm back. My back was starting to, like, hurt, like, a lot. All right, so now we're going to put, I'm going to put some coffee, but I'm going to do the coffee grounds in here, which I don't have. Okay, guys, sorry, I'm back. My back was hurting, so I had to take a second to help let that go away. And I'm just putting some coffee. Coffee is really good for focus. It's good to speed up any kind of thing that any spell that you're trying to do. And it also adds like energy to your spell. It gives it that extra little boost. Okay, so let's go ahead and mix all this up. While you're putting your intent in here, mix all that up. Again, let me go over again with you. Lemongrass. Lemongrass is good for repelling snakes. It's good for lust. It's good for psychic powers. Parsley is good for lust, protection, purification. Sesame seeds are good for lust and money. Coffee is good to speed up any spell. It's good to add energy, give it a boost. It's also good for focus and clarity, in case you're looking for that. Dill is really good for protection, money, lust, and love. Hibiscus flowers are good for lust, love, and divination. Patchouli is good for money, fertility, and lust. Rosemary is good for protection, love, lust. It's good for healing. It's good for sleeping, mental powers like focusing, clarity, and also it's good for exorcisms. These are just some of the things. So I'm just smashing everything nice and good. Okay. So satisfied to hear that crunch. It's those flowers. All right. All right. This is good and mixed. This has a very unique smell. Almost like a very earthy coffee. Earthy floral coffee. Hey, trying to escape. Back in there. All right. I'm going to go ahead and enchant this, and I'll be right back. Now that that is all done, let's go ahead and get the candles ready. Now, if you don't have, like I said, if you don't have this oil, you can use any type of oil that you have purchased or that you have made that represents lust. Again, not romance, not love, lust. Now, the way that you're going to anoint this is depending on how some people feel to bring things to you, you're going to rub things down. Some people feel you're putting a spell out into the universe, so you're going to anoint your candle from the bottom up. So you're trying to get lust, you're going to put this out into the universe, that this is what you want. So you're doing the oil up. But if you're trying to attract something, you can do it down. Again, it's up to you. Some people just do however, some people do like I do, rub like that. It's whatever you feel works best for you. There's no law to it. So I'm going to put mine down. Don't let somebody tell you, oh, you have to do it this way. You don't. You can do it any way you want. Okay, so this candle is nice and greasy. Nice and greasy. Make sure you say it like that. Nice and greasy. Mm-hmm. All right. They are ready to go. Let me clean my hands. I love the way dill and parsley smell. Ooh, and there's something about this parsley from the dollar store, the dried parsley that I get from the dollar store. Oh, it smells so good. I don't know what it is. But... All right. Now, here's another thing. If you don't have any oil, any lust oil, and you don't want to make any, you can use honey because you're sweetening up your candle. You want to put something so your things will stick to it. Your herbs will stick to it. So, you know, honey is good to use also. And, you know, there's a lot of great benefits to honey in spells. So you definitely can use that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put some of this powder. I'm dressing and fixing my candles. So I'm definitely just going to. You can put some on the plate and roll it right in it. And just put it all over the plate. Just roll your candle in it. Mm-hmm. Look how pretty that is. I love the way it looks. Now remember, when you're doing candles like this, please do not leave these candles unattended, because look at all this stuff. Something's going to catch on fire. So you want to be very careful. That's another reason why I use smaller candles, so I can watch them. So whenever Derek comes home and he sees, I probably won't burn these till tomorrow, because by the time he comes home from work and he eats dinner, he takes a shower, I won't do that. So maybe tomorrow or this weekend I'll burn them. That way we can be up here in the man cave. And I'm just using the what fell down. We can be up here in the man cave while we burn this. And that way I can watch, because the man cave is right outside my witchy room. And that way we're up here and we're watching it to make sure that everything is good. Okay. All right, that's good now. Let me show you. They are all ready. They're all ready for the party. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the plate ready. Let me get the plate. Okay, I got my plate. Got to my plate here. Now, if you don't have anything sweet to, like, you know, you don't have any sweet perfume or anything to rub on your candle, you can rub some vanilla. You know, the vanilla extract that I have, which I still have here, that I used for the other spell that we did. You can rub some vanilla right on there, and that'll work just fine. I have this candle here because that's what I'm going to use to stick these candles to the plate. All right, so I'm just going to melt the bottom of it, and it's going to stick right there. Then just melt the bottom of this one. Nice and juicy. And then stick that one right there. I feel like that's going to still fall. Let's keep doing it. Let's make it more juicy. If you have a candle holder, whoopsie, definitely put the candle holder on there. Look at this big mess I'm making. All right, let's do this one a little more. Make sure that you feel that that candle is stuck on there, because you don't want these to start burning and then the candle falls. That's how you can start a fire. I still don't feel like this one is melted enough. Doesn't want to stick. The other one's stuck right away. So we're going to keep melting this baby. till it wants to behave. That's one with my name on it. Okay, there we go. I behaved. My petition paper is going to go underneath the plate in case y'all are wondering why I didn't put the petition paper. If this would have been the glass on the petition paper, I forgot to tell you. So I have Derek's name on here. You know, Derek, and then it's his date of birth, and then I turned it to my right, and then I wrote my name, my date of birth, and then all around it, I put lust for me, all around it, lust for me, all around it. You don't have to do that, that's just something that I do. If this would have been a 7-day glass candle, I would have put the petition paper and if it was photographs, whatever, I would have put it right underneath it like that. And I would have put it on here. But since this is one of those, I'm going to put this underneath the plate and it'll work just fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that right there. All right. In fact, what I'm going to do is pour some of that didn't even fall where I wanted it to fall. Oh, well, I was going to pour it right there to make it extra sticky, but that didn't work out so well. That's okay. So now I'm just going to take some of my mixture and put it all around the plate like I normally do. You don't have to do this. This is just something that I do just to give the spell a little more power. Now, since this is a lust spell, I definitely would not be putting any type of roses on here. I would only put anything that has to do with lust. And I'm going to put some coffee beans, because we want this to work right away. And I'll probably put some hibiscus flowers. But other than that, and you don't even have to do this. You could just put the plate. You don't have to waste any of your stuff doing this. I just do it because I'm a Virgo and I like things to look pretty. And I like to add a little extra boost of power. Even at this point, I would probably even put honey around here. You can even pour honey right over your candles. Not the wick, but just the candle part. You can do that as well. In fact, let's do that. Just right around. And then just like this. Well, I got that on the wick. Just like that. And there is my Lust for Me candle spell. It's super easy. I've done this before for two friends of mine, and they said they had great results with it. So, like I said, I'll never show you something that I haven't done. If it's something that I haven't done, I'll tell you, hey, I haven't done this. I don't know the results. But again, you can tweak this any way you want. If you don't feel safe with having candles like this on a plate, definitely put them in a little candle holder, or do the glass ones, or do the votives, or do something that's a little more stable, you know. But when I light these, like I said, I will definitely be up here watching these, and these burn quickly. These will burn throughout, you know, like in one day. And so, like I said, it's really fast, it's really quick, it's very effective, super simple. And I wanted to show y'all how to use other supplies other than the ones that we were using. So using those that we used today were some that we didn't talk about, other than the rosemary. But all the other ones, you know, we had the rosemary and the coffee and honey. But all the other ones we hadn't used. So I'm just trying to give y'all a variety of different ones. All right, guys, I hope y'all like this spell. It was really fast, it was really simple, and very effective. All right, guys, I will see y'all tomorrow. I think tomorrow I will be doing the pepper hex spell. If I'm not doing that one, I'm going to do something else, probably the infused water. I'm not sure, but I'm going to be showing y'all that pepper spell very soon, because I just bought the pepper today, so I need to go ahead and use it by this weekend. All right, guys, as always, love you all and blessed be, and see y'all tomorrow. Bye.